Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. On tonight's verses, we have Wheyward Spirit, the original Wheyward Spirit, coming in at a 40% ABV, versus Wheyward Spirit Wheyskey. This is their aged Wheyward Spirit, coming in at a 40% ABV as well. So for full disclosure, I reached out to Wheyward Spirit for a review sample. They were kind enough to send over these bottles, so just keeping that transparency open. So if you've never heard of Wheyward Spirit, you're in for quite a treat and some information today. So Wheyward Spirit is doing a upcycling of something that we've not seen in the spirits industry before. These are not gin or vodka, rum or whiskey. These are their own classification of using whey, which is a byproduct of like milk and cheese. And essentially for every 10 pounds of product used to make cheese and things, 9 pounds of that becomes the whey, which blows my mind. So they're taking that whey and distilling with it, going farm to flask. It's grain, gluten, and lactose free, all under a woman-owned distillery, which is just a phenomenal idea. I love the idea of upcycling a product and finding a niche for something out there that needed to be used with this material. So it's really awesome. So I'm really curious on today's verses because I want to see the beginning product, the unaged version, and then the barrel-aged version. How much of a difference each of these become after a little bit of time in a barrel. So let's go ahead and jump into things. We'll talk a little bit about color, notes, taste, and wrap things up in the market price section and pick a winner. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. If you're interested in the full reviews over either of these products, they will be linked up above and down below for you, so you can check those out, along with a link to their website. So if you want to learn a little bit more on their process and what they're doing, that'll be down below as well. Go check them out. I just love the idea of somebody seeing a byproduct and going, can we do something with this? Can we upcycle it and use it with something? I just love that idea. Color-wise, I mean, they are definitely, obviously, you could tell the aged version is a little darker. This color reminds me more of like a reposado tequila. It's very light, so I'm assuming that it must have spent a very short amount of time in a barrel, which is fine. This is very crystal clear. Nothing wrong with that. It looks beautiful in the glass. So let's go for notes on the unaged version. So right away, it smells clean and fresh and creamy. It's got a creaminess of a vanilla in there. A little earthy. And there's no off notes here. It's not like your typical unaged spirit. There's no grain funk or weird off notes. It's just simply sweet and creamy for me. And almost coming out with a little bit of fruitiness in there. And maybe a little bit of a floral going on now. But it is unlike any other unaged spirit you've ever nosed. Trust me on that. It's just simply sweet, but very inviting on the nose. I love that. All right. Let's go for notes on the aged version. And here, this is where it really changes things up on the nose. You're still getting a bit of sweetness. But for me, I'm getting a charry, almost smoky element. Because I, obviously, as you see my background here, I'm a big fan of smoky things. So it's smoky and earthy, mixed in there with that vanilla sweet. And you're getting a little bit of the caramels in there from the cask as well. A little bit of wood sugar going on. The smoky, earthy sweetness going on is what it really makes this one stand out so differently to the unaged version. And see, now going back here, it's even more sweet, more inviting. And again, still nothing harsh, no ABV, no off notes on either version, but just on the nose. This smells earthy and smoky, almost like like if you took a stick or something and stuck it into the fire and let it get all kind of embered up and you pulled it out and it kind of wafts as it's cooling down. Just a little bit of that in there. I wouldn't say anything like a smoky peaty. It's not like an Islay Scotch or anything, but it's just got an earthy smokiness to it. Mixed in there with that bit of sweetness just really just ties together so well. Alrighty, let's go for taste on the unaged version. Right from the get-go, very clean and soft, but sweet. And again, I get a vanilla creaminess, almost like a a yogurt or a custard kind of vanilla sweetness. And then it just kind of goes very simple from that point. Still very fresh. And when I say fresh and clean, it kind of is the same like fresh linen, just like a fresh, clean smell to it. That's how it tastes. Just very simply sweet, but inviting. It falls onto the palate so well. It's just funny on how well it clings at 40%. It's just not common in the spirits industry to have a very good cling at that proof point. But it goes simply clean, sweet, and almost a fruitiness here at the finish as well. Either maybe pear skins or apple skins kind of vibe from it. But it's so invitingly simple that you could easily sip on that and just be happy with it. Or if you're using it in a cocktail, this could be easily used to replace a lot of your clear spirit cocktails, your gins. If you want to go more botanical, find some other options for that, or your vodka would do phenomenally well with a replacement with this. All right, let's go for taste on the aged version. I love that one. The aged version gets super earthy, smoky, it's almost savory today. The smoky elements to this one are near and dear to my heart. Again, it's almost given me today, and I've done the reviews before this one. Today, it's almost reminded me of like a bacon smokiness. You still get the sweetness from the cask, the bit of vanilla, the caramel, the oak, but the earthiness in this one is phenomenal. It is unique, beautifully just falls onto the palate. At 40%, it still clings, much like the unaged version, so well. I'm in trouble because this one is so good. Yeah. It's earthy, smoky, savory almost. Just simply sweet in there. I just have to keep reminding myself that this is Whey. It's not your typical spirit. And it's done so well that my brain keeps going, that's a darn good whiskey. But let's talk about the market price section and we'll pick a winner here. So, as always, market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. You can actually pick up their unaged version from their website and have it shipped to, I think it's 34 states, for about $54. The aged version goes at about $70. Now, some areas of Total Wine are starting to carry the unaged version. As far as I could tell, the aged version, I'm not seeing any Total Wines carry it yet. It might be coming down the pipeline. I don't know. Or again, maybe the areas that I'm searching don't have it in stock. That's a possibility too. Both are easy to sip on neat. You're not going to be wrong here. And both are worth their price with the process they're going through to make this. On top of being sustainable, being more inclusive for people that have grain intolerances and lactose issues and gluten issues, being, all the great farm to flask situations here. It's worth its price. But both of these, at the end of the day, you're going to be drinking them for two different reasons. But personally, I like the aged version. That is beautifully done. That smokiness that's coming across there with that earthy, it just hits in such a great way. Nothing wrong with the unaged version. This is beautifully, simply sweet. And I think it would make great cocktails along with just an easy sipper, especially for those situations. But in my book, the aged version is going to win this battle, but the unaged version is still a darn good sip. And again, if you're interested in what Wheyward Spirit is doing, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Wheyward Spirit, the original Wheyward Spirit versus Wheyward Spirit Wheyskey. If you have any questions about either bottle, go and ask me down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any spirits I should put up against each other for an A/B comparison, also let me know down below. I love doing these kind of comparisons because it helps me learn, helps you learn, and hopefully make a good decision on your buying. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
And I really like it might not.